So for today's video, we will be learning all about the forecast. So this topic is a continuation on the topic for the business finance subject taken up by the accountancy, business and management student grade 12. So for the forecast, a forecast is a future references on what your company will be doing on the next year, on the next year, on the next 10 years, on the next 5 years. So you will be able to know the performance of your company in the near future with regards to the forecast that you will be doing. So these are the following steps on making a forecast, or what you are to done in a forecast. First is the sales projection is estimated and prepared. The production schedule together with the estimated cost of production is computed and prepared. The marketing and administrative expenses are estimated. Additional funds requirements are determined. The projected financial statements are prepared. So those are the followings that you are to prepare when you are to make your forecast for your company. Okay. The first thing that we are to discuss in the topic, the forecast, is the sales forecast. So, ito talaga yung pinakaunang pinagbibigyan ng pansin ng isang company when they wanted to project the future performance of the company. Okay. For example, so example tayo diretso, no, para malaman natin kung paano kukunin ang ang amount or the exact value ng isang sales forecast. Okay. For example, Jenny Trading presents the following sales figures in terms of units. So Jenny Trading, these are the units. So for 2014, ang kaniyang sales per unit is 22,800. Up to 2018, which is 36,350. Now, we are to solve its sales forecast. Okay. So, in the sales forecast, first na isosolve mo or kukunin mo is the percentage of increase. But before that, in the percentage of increase, so percentage of increase. So as you notice in the problem, okay, the year 2014 in the problem is your base year. Bakit? Wala kasing, siya kasi ang pinakaunang year na makikita mo sa given na mga projected sales ng company. So for the 2014, siya yung base year mo, it means hindi mo siya lalagyan ng percentage of increase. So, proceed tayo sa 2015, which is the next year. So, in getting the percentage of increase, move tayo dito. In getting the percentage of increase, first na gagawin mo is you need to deduct the current year. You need to deduct the current year. Yan, yung focus. Okay, you need to deduct the current year to the previous year and then you divide it to the previous year. Okay. For the problem, ang previous year natin or ang current year natin, 'di ba, base year mo na yung 2014. So the current year mo is the 2015, which is the 24,500. So let us proceed. So the 24,500 less the previous year, which is the 2014, in the amount of 22,800, in the unit of 22,800. And then, kung anong makukuha mo dyan, i-divide mo sa previous year, which is the 22,800. So, magkano yan? Okay. So, kuha tayo ng calculator. Okay. So, 24,500 less 22,800 it's equal to 1,700 divided by 22,800. Okay, divided by 22,800. So it is 0.074. So percentage man tayo, times natin ng 100 for percentage. So it is 7.46%. Kasi yung nakuha ng calculator ko is 7.456. So, round off natin yung 5 into 6. Okay, so it's 7.46. So, let us move in the table. So, for the year 2015, ang percentage of increase niya is 7.46%. Now, let us move to the next year, which is the 2016. Okay, for the 2016, as you can see in the problem, ang kanyang sales per unit in terms of unit is 28,750. So, the same lang yung gagawin mo. Current year less the previous year divided by the previous year. Kapag nakuha mo na yung amount dyan or may nakuha ka ng figure dyan is ita-times mo into 100 for it to become a percentage. Okay, so for the 2016, ang gagawin natin is you will get your calculator, you will solve for the percentage of increase for the 2016. So, for the current year, it's 28,750 divided by the previous year, which is 2015, it's 24,500. So, it is equal to, I'm very sorry. So, it's 28,750 less 24,500. Okay, so it's a 4,250 divided by 24,500. So it is 0.17. So times 100 for the percentage in the form of percentage dayon siya, it's 17.34%. Okay. So, yan yung percentage of increase for the year 2016. And then, so on and so forth. Pareho lang yung processes. So, for the year 2017, let us proceed. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin niyo ha. Current year less previous year divided by previous year times 100%. Okay, for the year 2017, it is 14.43. And then, for the year 2018, it is 10.49%. So that is the percentage of increase. But we are not done yet. So for you to be able to get the average change in percentage, so kukunin mo yung total nila. Okay. From 2015 to 2018, magkano yung total nila? It's 49.73%. So, average man yung kukunin natin. So, for the average, divide natin kung magkano or ilang year ang nakuhaan mo ng percentage of change. So, it is 4 years. So, divided by the 4 number of in 4 because 4 years yung nakuhaan mo ng percentage of change. Okay. So, the average change in percentage, okay, the average change in percentage is 12.43%. So, that is the percentage of increase for Jenny trading. And then, on this problem, the year that is we need to conduct a sales forecast is for the year 2019. So, andito yung 2018. And then, ito yung average of change in percentage. So, ang gagawin natin is magkano yung units of sales in 2018. It's 36,350. So what you will be doing is the 36,350 times yung nakuha mong average change in percentage, which is 12.43%. Ang makukuha mo dyan is yun ang projected sales for the year 2019, which is kung iyong isa-solve is 40,868. So this will be the projected sales or sales forecast for the year 2019. So it is 40,868. So this is the process on how you will get your sales forecast. Una, kukunin mo yung percentage of increase by each of the year. Then, dapat may base year ka, which is ang pinakauna na year in the given. And then, kukunin mo yung average of change. From that average of change, yung pinaka-last na year, yung units na given sa kanya, i-multiply mo sa nakuha mong average of change in percentage. Yun yung sales forecast mo for the year, which is in this problem, it's 2019. Okay? So, that is for the sales forecast. Now, we will proceed to the next type of forecast, which is the production schedule. So, the production schedule is simply shows the cost of making or producing a product. It reflects the following information: number of units and the cost of raw materials, direct labor and cost, manufacturing overhead cost, and the desired inventory level. So, we will proceed to an example for you to be able to understand how you will come up to a production forecast. So, for example, the expected sales in terms of units in Genie Trading in 2019 is 40,868, which is na-solve natin from the sales forecast na ginawa natin kanina. Assume further that there are 3 types of raw materials required to produce 1 unit of finished goods, indicated as follows. So, material A, 2 units, material B, 3 units, and material C is 5 units. Okay. Okay, so we will now solve for what is the first thing to get for the production schedule forecast is the number of units and the cost of raw materials. Okay, so we'll proceed to solving. Okay. In solving, we will get first the may given naman tayo, no? The material A, material AA, okay. Material BB, and then material CC. Okay, for the material AA, 2 units yung kailangan para makagawa ka ng isang product. And then for the material BB, it's 3 units. For the material CC, it's 5 units. Okay. Diba sinabi kanina na ang projected sales in units ng Genie for the 2019 is 40,868. So, ang gagawin mo lang, okay, diba itong mga units na ito is kailangan siya para makagawa ng isang product. So, it means you will multiply this unit to how many units to be produced in the year 2019 para makuha mo yung projected number of raw materials to be used to produce this sales in 2019. Okay, so how much would that be? For the material AA, kailangan ng 81,736 units. Okay. Sa material BB, it's 122,604 units. For the material CC, it's 204,340 units. So, ito ang kailangan ng mga unit para makaproduce ka ng 488 units of product to be sold on 2018. So, ito ang mga kailangan mong raw materials para makaproduce ka ng ganito karaming product to be sold. So, that is how to get the raw materials, projected raw materials in the production schedule forecast. Okay. Now, next, we will proceed to the getting the direct labor cost. Okay. For the direct labor cost, okay, another important element, another important element in the production schedule is the labor cost. Diba? Paano ka gagawa ng isang produkto kung walang labor cost or wala kang manpower? So, kailangan mo ng manpower. It refers to the amount paid to workers directly involved in making the product, as I've said earlier. For example, Jenny Trading needs 25 workers to make 40,868 finished products. Based on the past year's performance, 3 hours is required to finish one product. So, how will we solve for the the labor cost for the projected production schedule? So, kailangan mo naman talaga ng labor cost, right? So, for this problem, ang kailangan mong i-produce for the year 2019 is 40,868. So, tapos, sinabi kanina on the given is that, where is the given? Sinabi kanina si given that based on the past year's performance, 3 hours is required to finish one product. And then, what are you to produce is 40,868 units. Tapos, kailangan mo daw ng 3 hours to produce one product. So, imumultiply mo yan sa magkano lahat ng product na dapat mong i-produce for the year 2019. So, how much would that be? It's 122,604 hours. Okay. Yan ang kailangang bunuin ng iyong mga workers to produce 40,868 units in the year 2019. Okay, we are not done yet. So, kung sinabi na 8 hours or 8 pesos ang rate ng kada hour, so ang gagawin mo is kukunin mo kung magkano ang babayaran mo sa iyong worker. So, 8 pesos per hour, shall I say. Which is, ito yung given sa problem natin. So, ang makukuha mo na amount is 980,832 pesos. So, kung ito ang oras na dapat bunuin ng iyong mga worker to produce these units, okay, these units, so ito din ang kailangan mong buuhin para ibabayad mo sa iyong mga employee or sa iyong mga worker. So, that is how to get direct labor forecast for the production schedule. Okay. So, now, let us proceed to the next important element in the production schedule forecast, which is the administrative expense. Okay, for the administrative expense, ito yung mga expenses na nai-incur ng company, which is the manufacturing overhead cost, refers to the cost incurred in producing a product that cannot be classified as direct materials and direct labor costs. These costs includes, among others, the salary paid to supervisors, light and water, depreciation of machinery, fuel and gas, related to the production and indirect materials. So, ito yung mga and other expenses aside from the buying of the materials needed to produce a product and the direct labor costs. So, ito yung mga light and water na kailangan mong bayaran kada monthly para function yung company mo on producing the products. So, that is the manufacturing overhead or the administrative expenses. So, paano mo yan ma-project is it's up to you kung magkano yung example, sasabihin mo, let us say, for the light and water, ang makukonsume ng iyong company per month is how much in kilowatt and how much in cubic. So, madali lang naman yung i-tansya. But in terms of the number of units and then the direct labor, we need to solve it. So, that is all for the production schedule. Okay, class, so let us now proceed to the next item, which is important for the forecast on the production schedule, which is the additional funds needed by the business, because you've already had projected the number of units to be used in order to produce the number of units na kailangan mo sa pag-produce ng products, and then you've already solved for the direct labor cost, and then you've already projected the administrative and manufacturing expenses. So now, sa lahat ng yun, kailangan mo ng pera para makuha yun, para may panggastos ka, sa lahat ng na-project mo. So, this is how you will know the additional funds needed by the business for this production schedule forecast. Okay. There is a normal tendency when the sales volume increases. The production output also increases. The moment the production increases in order to meet the expected increase in sales, the plant capacity likewise increases. The expected increase in the plant capacity requires a corresponding increase in assets. So, it means that when the sales volume increases and the production increases, you also need an increase in asset, which is in the form of cash or in any other form of asset. But more importantly, in the form of cash, para may pangbayad ka at pangbili ng mga kailangan mo to produce a product. Okay. So, these are the formula to compute for additional fund needed when sales are expected to grow is as follows. So, ang additional fund needed, ito yung formula niya. Projected increase in sales, spontaneous increase in current liabilities, and increase in retained earnings. So, first, you are to get the projected increase in assets. So, in the projected increase in asset, this is the formula. Change in sales multiply by the current asset, which is the present, divided by the sales, which is in present as well. Okay, let us proceed. Next is, as you notice, tapos na tayo dito. Next mong kukunin is the spontaneous increase in current liabilities. Okay, spontaneous increase in current liabilities is change in sales multiplied by the current liabilities in present divided by the sales for the present. And then, when you are done getting the projected increase in assets and the spontaneous, you are now to get the increase in retained earnings. For the increase in retained earnings, this is the formula. Earnings after tax minus the dividend payment. So, those are the very useful formulas on getting the additional fund needed by the business. So, let us proceed to the solving or the example for you to be able to understand more on how to get the additional fund needed by the company. Okay, Yvonne Manufacturing Company presents the following information related to 2018 results of operation. So the sales is 7 million. Current assets is 4,200,000. Non-current assets is 2,800,000. Current liabilities is 980. Non-current liabilities is 770,000. Ordinary shares is 4,200,000. And retained earnings is 1,050,000. The cost of sales is 60%. So dito na tayo. Dito ko na binabasa. The cost of sales is 60% of sales and the operation expense is 25% of sales. The interest expense amount to 240,000. The applicable tax rate is 30%. The company expects to maintain this relationship in 2019 operation and plans to pay 60% of the income as dividend to shareholders. Because of higher demands of the product and increase in share in market, the business expects a 10% increase in sales in 2019. Non-current assets in 2019 are not expected to increase, including non-current liabilities spontaneous to increase in sales. Okay. Required for this problem is you need to determine whether additional funds are needed because of the expected increase in sales. And then you need to prepare the projected statement for the financial position. So now, let us proceed to the solving on the additional fund needed by the company. Okay. So first that you will be getting is the projected increase in the change in sales pa pala. Okay. The change in sales is very important in this process. Okay. For the year 2018, on your given, for the year 2018, ang sales niya is 7 million. Okay, 7 million, right? Tapos, sinabi sa problem that the business expect a 10% increase in sales in 2019. So, you multiply the 10%. For the 10% in the 7 million, it is 700,000. Okay. From that 700,000, hindi yan yung sales for 2019, di ba? Ang 10% is an increase in 2019. It means na you will add the 7 million to the 700. So it's 700, wait. So the sales for the 2019 is 7,700,000. Okay, that would be the sales in 2019. Okay, so 7,700,000 is the sale for 2019. Okay, now we will get the projected increase in asset. So, for the change in sales, ang gagamitin mong amount is the 700,000. Okay. So, una natin kukunin si projected increase in assets. So, 700, which is the change in, so you will go back to the formula para makasabay kayo sa akin. So, 700,000, which is the change in sales, divided by the current assets. So, the current asset for this problem is 4,200,000. So, given siya, 4,200,000 the current assets. So, 4,200,000 divided by the sales for the present, which is 7 million. Sales for the present, so ang present natin is 2018. Itong 2019 na sales natin, it is the projected sales. Okay? So, 2018 is the present sales. So, 7 million. Okay. So, 7 million. So, 700 times the nakuha mo na amount dito sa current assets divided by the sales from the present is 60%. Okay, so 700,000 times 60% is 420,000. So that is your projected increase. Next natin kukunin is the spontaneous increase in current liabilities. Okay, so spontaneous increase in current liabilities, change in sales, which is 700,000 times the current liabilities, which is given in the problem in the amount of 980,000, and then divided by the current sales, which is 7 million. So 700,000, are you with me, class? Times, divide mo yung dalawang amount na yan, ang makukuha mo is 14%. So, you will write 14% in here. Tapos, i-multiply mo sa 700 times the 14%, ang makukuha mo is the 98,000. So, that is your spontaneous increase in current liabilities. So, we are done getting the spontaneous increase in current liabilities and projected increase in asset. So, for us to be able to get the last item for the additional fund needed formula is the increase in retained earnings, we need to prepare a projected statement of comprehensive income. Diba kanina sa problem, ang kanyang requirement, determine the fund needed and then prepare the projected statement of financial position, typographical error, prepare the statement of comprehensive income. Okay, for us to prepare the statement of comprehensive income, no, kasi hindi naman kasi given, as you notice sa formula natin for the increase in retained earnings, earnings after tax minus the dividend payment. For the earnings after tax, hindi siya given sa problem. Hindi siya given sa problem. So, ang given lamang is ito sila. So, magagamit natin to sila for us to be able to get the earnings after tax when we are to prepare the projected comprehensive income. Okay, so we will proceed to solving. So, in solving the projected statement of comprehensive income, so, di ba, natakal na natin tong statement of comprehensive income when you are in the subject Fundamental of Accounting 2. So, this is just a review on what you will be doing in your statement of comprehensive income. This comprehensive income is a multi-step. Kasi sales yung ginamit niya, hindi yung pang single step na revenue, yung professional fee. Sales yung ginamit niya, it means na it is a manufacturing company. Okay, so projected, which means for the year 2019. Diba kanina, sinolve na natin yung sales for the year 2019. So kung balikan niyo yung video, the amount for the sales is 7,700,000. Okay? Less cost of sales. Okay. For the cost of sales, paano mo yan makukuha? Given siya sa problem eh. Balik tayo sa problem, no? Okay. So, as you can see, the cost of sales is 60% of the sales and the operation expense is 25%. So, it means 60% siya ng sales. Sa anong sales? Etong 7,700,000. Okay, how much would that be? It's 4,620,000. So, when you are done with that, you will get the gross profit. Okay, for the gross profit, 7,700,000 less 4,620,000 is 3,080,000. Okay. And then, you will less the operating expense, which is stated in the problem na 25% of the sale. So, what sale would that be? This 7,700,000. So, 7,700,000 times 25%, it's 1,925,000. And then, which is, may less na nangyari, so may operation na nangyari, it is the income before interest and taxes. So, less mo silang dalawa, ang makukuha mo is 1,155,000. So, we are not done yet because income before interest and taxes pa naman siya. Next natin kukunin is the less interest expense. Okay, interest expense is given siya sa problem. Let's go back to the problem again. Okay. For the problem, the interest expense is, as you can see, the interest expense amount to 240,000. And then, remember, the applicable tax rate is 30%. Okay. Applicable tax rate is 30%. Ha? So, your interest expense is 240,000. Okay. Less mo silang dalawa, ang makukuha mo is 910,000. Okay. Tatawagin natin siyang income before tax. Okay. Income before tax siya. So, as stated kanina, ang income tax mo is 30%. Income tax is 30%. If you remember your business income taxes na topic nung Fundamental of Accounting 2 pa rin yung pinaka-last na topic ninyo is, di ba, kumuha kayo ng income tax. Yung diniscuss natin is for individual. So, merong tax table na ginagamit. This one is a company comprehensive income. It's a corporation. So, directly, ang gagamitin mo is 30%. At saka, hindi ka nagagamit ng tax table. Directly, imo-multiply mo si 30% to this amount na nakuha mo, which is the income before tax, or tinatawag din itong net income. Pero nilagyan lang natin ng income before tax para malaman nyo na itong income na to, wala pang tax na nakuha sa kanya. Okay, proceed tayo. So, 910 times 30%, ang makukuha mo is 273,000. In connection to taxes, ito yung babayaran mong tax to the BIR. Ito yung babayaran ng corporation sa BIR. Okay, next is, makukuha mo na ang net income after tax. Okay, so, less mo silang dalawa, ang makukuha mo is 637,000. So, you are done with your projected statement of comprehensive income multi-step. So, yan yung projected mo. Okay? So, itong amount na to is magagamit mo on getting the increase in retained earnings. So, in the formula, balik tayo sa formula. Okay. Increase in retained earnings is earnings after tax. So, your earnings after tax is this amount. Net income after tax or earnings after tax, so 637. Before we proceed on getting the increase in retained earnings, is we are to get also the dividend. Okay, it's stated that the company plans to pay 60% of the income as dividend to shareholders. So, if you remember how much is the income, So, the dividend is equal to, magkano yung income natin? It's 637,000 times 60%. So, how much would that be? It is 382,200. So, now, we will be able to get the increase in retained earnings. So, the increase in retained earnings, acronym ko na lang ha, para hindi masyadong mataas yung susulatin. So, 337,000, which is the income after tax, or net income after tax, or earnings after tax, less the dividend, which is 282,200. So your earnings, increase in retained earnings is 254,800. So now you are to get your additional fund needed for the company. So for the additional fund needed for the business, you are to get the projected increase in asset less the spontaneous increase in current liabilities, and then the increase in retained earnings. So for the projected increase in asset, it is 420,000 less the spontaneous increase in current liabilities, which is 98,000, and then the increase in retained earnings in the amount of 254,800. So the additional fund needed by the company to produce the 468,000 units is 67,200. So that is the additional fund needed by the company. So those are the items needed for the production schedule in terms of forecasting. So, mataas-taas yung kanyang proseso, no? So, those are the type of forecasting which is very useful on the operation of the company. So, I hope you've learned a lot from this video. It is very long. So, I hope dili ninyo skip. You need to learn each of the forecast para makaproduce din kayo ng sarili niyong forecast in the near future. Especially, you are taking up the subject business simulation, which is may mangyayaring forecasting doon sa business simulation na gagawin ninyo. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something. See you in the next video.